Hello, everybody. You asked for double Sam Parkin predictions on 3-game weeks. You've got double Sam Parkin predictions on 3-game weeks. Sam, it's Thursday morning, so we're now looking at round 37. The championship moves very, very fast. We've barely had a second to reflect on round 36. But what, my friend, are the scores on the doors?
Well, you're taking me by surprise there. Well, you had a good midweek, mate. Really good. I was fearing for my future in this competition after Tuesday night's games. You called Blackburn Millwall on the nose for a 3-pointer, and you also got Leeds to beat Stoke by a 1-0. So another 3-pointer there. So you started the midweek programme beautifully. You accumulated 11 points, mate, over the 2 nights. I unfortunately only got 6 results, but nothing bang on. Leaving the scores at, you've restored your cushion, essentially. 1-2-2, your good self plays 109.
Still very nicely poised, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It is. Business end of the season. It's looking nice. Grandstand finish.
It's looking nice for the grandstand finish. And it says on my thing up here, round 37, that means there's 10 games to go. We're in single figures for remaining rounds in the championship. After this, Sam, let's dive right in. Friday night. Do you want to go first or second, Sam, first?
I'll go second.
Wow. You've broken the habit of a lifetime. So we're going to dive in Friday night, Sheffield Wednesday versus Leeds. I can see why he's gone second, because this is a difficult one to call. Sheffield Wednesday in brilliant form. Leeds are in this mode now of they just need to win by whatever means necessary. And Sam, I think they will. I think Sheffield Wednesday will play really well. They'll give them a really good game. And then maybe Leeds are going to nick a goal in the last 10 minutes, just wear them down with the extra quality. Sheffield Wednesday 1, Leeds 2. Am I making any sense?
You are. Again, I don't think we're at the stage now where I properly have to roll the dice and do weird stuff. But I think for this game, I will. I thought that Leeds would probably drop points in one of these Yorkshire derbies, but given the nature of their victory over Stoke, and I know they should have been further ahead, but it was quite tense towards the end. I think they're looking a little bit leggy, possibly. And there's probably going to be a few different changes and different permutations in that starting 11 over the next few weeks because of the amount of games. For that reason, I'm going to go for them to drop points again. I'm going to go for a 1-1.
A 1-1 in early doors. And you're up, speaking of early doors, Saturday. Sam, you're up for the Saturday. I didn't do that segue very well. Speaking of early doors, the early game on Saturday is Cardiff versus Ipswich. It's early in the morning here, Sam, isn't it? Cardiff versus Ipswich. What do you reckon?
Well, all of a sudden, the business that Cardiff have done in the window, maybe the future of the manager is going to be clearer after this little run. 3 straight victories? Oh, I'm going to go for a 2-2. Don't ask me why. I just think, is it sustainable? Maybe Ipswich being so glorious and coming back and taking all these points, and maybe they'll just fall short of finding a winner on this occasion. So I'm going to kick off today with 2 draws.
People are understandably, Sam, struggling with the line, the razor between Ipswich being good and everything going right for Ipswich.
How good was it, though? How good was that game? And it was partly because Bristol City were ace, weren't they? They had a right go,
really good,
I thought.
Yeah.
But I suppose
2-0 up as well, shouldn't they?
Obviously, turning games around, becoming their forte, but the subs as well, such an impact from the subs, isn't it? I mean, didn't Sarmiento get the one at Leicester as well? Just every time he's just affecting things with his changes, which is a big reason for it.
I'll go for Ipswich to drop points, but I'll go for Ipswich to get a singular point. Same as you. You've gone Desmond, so I'll drop in the 1v1. Perhaps Cardiff might take the lead from a set play, which they're very good from, and then perhaps Ipswich will then come forward and push for the equaliser. So I've got Leeds ending the day second. You've got it staying the same with a point apiece. Obviously, Southampton didn't play in midweek, but I am jumping straight on to Blackburn v Plymouth. Sam, that's a bloody big game, isn't it? Blackburn drew with Millwall as I predicted they would. And is it going to be enough for Eustace to draw his way to survival given the ridiculous pace? I think he's going to have to go for it in this game. I've got to admit, when your words about Argyle in the relegation chat, you had a lot of Plymouth fans in the comments agreeing with you, saying we're worried about the trend at the moment. So with that ringing in my ears, I'm going to go for it to continue. Sorry, Argyle fans. We love having you in the Championship. We don't want you going anywhere. Blackburn 1, Plymouth 0.
Yeah, I think I agree with you. I'm going to give them a goal, though, Argyle. I can't imagine they're going to keep not scoring. So I think they'll get one. Can Blackburn get two? I think I predicted Blackburn to win 2-1, maybe the last home game, or certainly one of the most recent fixtures. I'm going to go for it again. I just think away from home, Argyle, and I just think Blackburn will probably accrue their points at Ewood Park if they're going to get over the line. 2-1.
2-1 Rovers. You are up. Sam, it's an interesting one. Hull City versus Leicester. Leicester bounced back at a pretty flaky Sunderland side at the moment. Hull away's going to be more difficult. Would you agree?
Yeah, absolutely. I just always felt that there's a bit of an inconsistency there at home, and obviously that was still evident the other night. I think they far and away outshot Birmingham. I don't know the kind of nature of the chances that they missed, or if indeed they had many good chances, but it was a fortuitous goal as well. I haven't got round to seeing it yet, but I understand there was a
handball by Tufan.
A handball, yeah.
Allegedly, in my humble opinion.
Well, Leicester didn't play well. That's clear for 45 minutes, but I think they'll win here, is my hunch, and I'm going to go for a 2-0 away win.
I'll answer your question. And 1.52 on the XG to 0.41. So it looks like they did make across the game the cumulative 22 shots, 5 on target. So I think it might be more to your point that maybe they're a little bit wasteful. This is Leicester, though, isn't it? You went 2-0 to the Foxes, Sam. So we're expecting a technical, slow-paced game, low scoring, aren't we?
Hull won at Leicester, didn't they?
They did, didn't they? I think it's either going to be a Leicester win 1-0 or a 1-1 draw. I'll go tactical. Being you've backed the Foxes, I'll go for the Tigers to get a point. I'm playing a 1-1 draw, Sam, and I'm moving on to so many big games here. Millwall v Birmingham. Let me just bring my table up. Are Birmingham in huge trouble if they lose this game? I suspect they probably are, aren't they? I think anyone down the bottom losing games at the moment is in huge trouble. Point behind Millwall. My brain says Millwall to win at home again, Sam, and maybe they won't keep a clean sheet. Millwall 2, Birmingham 1. Sorry, Blues fans, that's going to put you bang in trouble. And the new manager bounce, what did you call it, Sam? The new manager bounce of all new manager bounces to continue under Neil Harris.
Oh, I just don't know where to go here. I don't know. I mean, Birmingham obviously got those 3 against Southampton. I think they've scored in the majority of their recent games.
True.
Millwall have obviously got a little bit of problem. They're not going to score many, Millwall, are they? I mean, if they're going to stay up comfortably, it's going to be about clean sheets and nicking the odd game, I would suggest. Oh, is it going to be another one? They were 1-1 the other day, weren't they? So he's had 2 wins and a draw. Just have to go for them to win again narrowly at home. I'll go for another 1-0.
And you are up, Sam. Norwich v Rotherham. Rotherham going 5-0 at Coventry. And with no amount of smugness, Sam. The Championship check-ins player to watch, Ellis Sims, may or may not have scored a hat-trick in that game. So slap on the back for you, my friend. Norwich v Rotherham.
Yeah, I just felt like after that Sheffield Wednesday home defeat, that could be really the wheels coming off Rotherham. And I don't think there's been There's certainly not been four wheels on Rotherham for a long time, but you catch my drift. I thought it was like that could have reinvigorated them a little bit, a victory in that game. So to lose relatively comfortably and then to get smashed at Coventry. Yeah, I think it's going to continue in that vein now. 2-0 Norwich.
I'm going to do my prediction and I'm going to ask you a question. How many Norwich goals do I need to play my bonus point here? If I go 4-0 Norwich, is that worthy of a bonus point?
Not really.
5?
I'll give you 5-0.
Yeah, okay. I just big apologies to Rotherham fans. You know it doesn't please us in any way to be doing this, but I do agree with Sam. Rotherham look gone now, don't they? And Tony Stewart's come out in support of Liam Richardson, and all the messaging is, look, concentrate on next season now, which is understandable, Sam, but not really where you want to see it. I think Norwich are good, and I think they're a bit unlucky at Middlesbrough. That red card, well, maybe that'll come up. Probably won't actually, because we'll have another round of games to talk about on the check-in podcast. But yeah, so I'm going to play my bonus point. I'm going to go for, we've seen it in the Premier League with Arsenal doing it, haven't we? I'm going to go for back-to-back 5-0 defeats for Rotherham. Norwich 5, Rotherham 0. Sam, just a really quick pause for the cause. We are brought to you in association with Match Bingo, and I am going to talk about the Premier League for a couple of minutes, because even though I'm going to be playing along on Match Bingo on both the watch-along, Sheffield Wednesday, Leeds, Ipswich, Cardiff, Sam, £1,000 jackpots are back this weekend in the Premier League games. I think you can guess one of them is Liverpool versus Man City. Get involved over on Match Bingo. £1,000 jackpot. Chelsea, Newcastle, exactly the same thing. I suspect you'll probably be covering that game in some way, shape or form for Chelsea TV, won't you, Sam? Remember, our man Paul in December won the jackpot. One of our subscribers here on this channel won £1,000 on Match Bingo. Go and get involved. If you do go, let them know that myself and Sam have sent you by clicking on that there QR code. And as ever, we are gambling, so we need you to please play responsibly. Sam, midweek off for Preston, but they probably would have been there already and travelled the night before, so not really a rest at Southampton. Preston versus Stoke. Oh, I'm up first. I don't know why I'm teeing you up here. This feels gnarly, doesn't it? I think Stoke are going to just have to go there and absolutely fight. I'm going to back Preston. I don't know why. I just think if it's a fight, Preston are better suited. I don't know. It'd be interesting in your thoughts. Preston 1, Stoke 0, Sam.
I think I saw a interview done by the club media, club channel, with Ryan Lowe from what looked like maybe a service station or something like that. So they were certainly on their way.
They managed to turn around?
I think so. I don't know. Okay. Well, it may have been from a service station on the way home, but who knows? Yeah. When did it get called off? 4 or 5 o'clock, was it?
Really late in the day. I mean, so you'd know better than all of us, but if you're going, unless they caught a flight, you're still going the day before, aren't you? Surely?
I would imagine they would have travelled probably and then done a bit of light training, stayed locally, yeah. So they probably just headed north Tuesday from the hotel, morning, didn't they? Yeah, probably just headed north, didn't they? When the game got called off. Do you know what? It's this time of the season, isn't it? Let's go for Stoke to pull one out away from home. 2-1 away win. Tactical.
Bonus point? I'll give it to you, given the positions in the table, yeah.
Hey, we didn't even mention that I called Cardiff to beat Huddersfield, didn't I? But didn't get my 3-0 for my bonus point, remember?
Misses as good as a mile in this game, Sammy. Misses as good as a mile.
When the first one went in, I thought, I'm on here, because it went in relatively early, didn't it? Or around half-time. So I thought, well, I could be on here. What was your prediction there, mate, Preston?
1-0 North End.
1-0,
in the Ben Pearson, Alex Neil, Dan Johnson derby. Sam, I can't believe I'm saying these words. Red hot QPR versus Borough.
Mate, how good were they last night? Honestly, chalk and cheese from the last time I was there about a month ago against Huddersfield. I couldn't believe it. That was one of the best. I know they didn't win the game, but one of the most entertaining games I'd seen. and it wasn't because of West Brom last night. Although I'm a big fan of some of their players. I thought QPR were brilliant, really, really good. Will they continue it? They'll have to. I'll have to back them after that. I mean, I think Middlesbrough are far too good to be. I know they won last night, and they'll be very, very comfortably in mid-table now. But they got some really good players, Middlesbrough. Ooh, I'm going to go all in. 3-1 Rangers.
I feel exactly the same at the moment. Just the trends for both teams. You have to conclude that QPR are going to win this game unless you assume that Middlesbrough are now going to come back to the form, and we can't really even say the form we expect from this season. We're still talking about Carrick and last season, aren't we? Because they just have flattered to deceive all season. I was going to go for Rangers to score 3. You've done that, so I'll knock one off. I think you're right with both teams to score, so I'm going to go Rangers 2, Borough 1. And I'm going to move us on to Southampton versus Sunderland. And again, just trends and form. And Southampton will have been far less affected by that game being postponed than Preston, obviously, because they were going to be at home. But we'll see the impact of that later, the fixture congestion, won't we, for Saints? So they really need to win this game, get these points on the board before they're back-to-back 3-game weeks. So I'm going to back them to do so, Sam, comfortably. Southampton 3, Sunderland 1.
Yeah, I like that, mate. I like it. I just don't know what's going to happen to Sunderland in the weeks ahead. They need something, don't they? Need some inspiration. Obviously, went a bit more defensive, I think, the other day, and it got exposed early on, didn't it? I know they responded in the second half. Again, I don't think there was an abundance of quality chances. They're not clicking. That lack of a centre forward. I mean, is it Emir? Do we pronounce it? I mean, he's back in all of a sudden now, the centre forward, who there was quite high hopes for in the summer, but he's not featured, I don't think, since August from the off. So that's a bit bizarre, bit of a problem for them. Similar lines. I'm going to go for Southampton to win comfortably, and I'm going to go for Southampton to win to 3-0.
And you are up, Sam, with not great Watford side, and Coventry maybe ready to go on a run. Do you get that feel?
Yeah, they weren't good at West Brom, were they? But that was a resounding win the other day. It was interesting, wasn't it, just seeing Hadji Wright, and I think they started up front together, didn't they? He was certainly out there with Sims.
You put it in the universe, mate.
And we spoke about it, didn't we, at length the other day. Be interesting. I've seen the goals. I'd be interested to know exactly how they function together. And Watford, there seems to be loads of noise around them at the moment for obvious reasons. They look incredibly disjointed. I'm going to go for their woe to continue. I will go for Cov to win at Watford because they really need to keep up the pace, don't they? Coventry now. I'll go for them to win narrowly 2-1.
When you said narrowly, I was worried because I've just built up a 1-0 Coventry win in my head, the old Robins clean sheet away win. So I'm going to punch that in, and maybe in the international break, I wonder whether we're going to be talking about Big Val, but we'll see how he's doing there. But he feels like he's only a few results away, doesn't he, the Watford coach? Sam, we've got 2 games on Sunday. The first of which is Huddersfield versus West Brom. Quite like what I saw. I know the Leeds fans will cross about the aggression in that game, but I like the up and at 'em attitude, we're going to stay up and we're going to do something about this. Do like West Brom, though. So blooming efficient, aren't they? I think I might have to fall on a draw here, Sam. Do I go 0-0, 1-1 or 2-2? West Brom aren't going to draw 2 games in a row, 2-2. I haven't had a 0-0 come in ages, have I? This is not going to be 0-0. I'm just trying to avoid doing a 1-1, but I'm going to do it. I'm sorry, Sam. Huddersfield 1, West Brom 1.
What was weird about West Brom last night, though, was like, they were.
Were you at the game or in the studio?
I was at the game, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, the same as the Coventry game, 2 shots on target, 2 goals. I mean, they created absolutely nothing last night, West Brom, other than those goals. I think Johnson had one other shot cutting in from the left-hand side in the second half.
What a player.
What was alarming to me, or what was a surprise to me, was just how many chances QPR made. I've never seen West Brom like that. And he declared, didn't he, Corberan, after that flurry of chances that Rangers had and spurned, he made the change, went to the back 5-4-1, and still QPR came, and still QPR made chances. So
I think I know where you're going with this then.
no, I'm just thinking in like, again, and I hate that. Oh, is it sustainable? But they're not going to score from their 2 shots every game, surely. So they need to improve.
Sam, can I just push back a little bit? There is a little bit of a game state thing that they wouldn't drop back in quite such a way if they didn't score from their first 2 chances. You know what I'm saying? They're falling back because that's happening as well. There is that side of it, isn't there?
Yeah, but was it 27 minutes? Was it 25, 27 minutes? They scored their 2 then at an attack up to then. So
Fair comment.
You know, it was just I didn't think they were at it last night, and I think Corberan he's
brilliant,
right up there. I think they're brilliant. I was just surprised at how off it they were defensively last night.
Right.
I still think this will probably be a draw. You gone 1-1, have you?
I have. It feels a bit boring.
Do you know what? I'll take the 0-0. I'll take the 0-0. Yeah.
Double draw there. And finally, Sam, another derby in this part of the world, because it just played Cardiff, haven't they? Bristol City versus Swansea City.
Well, Bristol City was so impressive, but I can't keep backing against Swansea. Oh, this is really difficult because I've done quite a lot of draws here, it feels. I think I've done 3 draws. Is this going to be a draw as well? I think it probably will be. I'm going to go for another 2-2, sorry.
And I was very impressed with Bristol City against Ipswich. And a few of the games I've watched of theirs, against all the fans are going to say is, oh, they can turn it on against superior opposition and not against, because they play well against West Ham and against Southampton, obviously. But I'm going to go for that trend to be bucked, and I will back Bristol City on the base. It got to start Conway, though. What a goal that was as well.
Great goal, great cross, great header.
You ever score one that, Loopy?
I probably have, actually. Yeah.
Where it just arcs and the whole ground knows where it's going.
There's something about the flight of the ball coming in and the pace that was on it. It's not actually too tough a header. The kind of trajectory makes the mind up, if that makes any sense.
Beautiful, didn't it?
Yeah, you know kind of what you're wanting to execute while the ball's travelling towards you. Sometimes, you're being, I don't know, less. You don't need to really angle it.
You only got one choice, haven't you?
Yeah. Had to go there. The execution that he had to produce was clear. Sometimes you kind of just making it up as you go along. But I think there he knew exactly what he was doing when it was travelling. Lovely goal. So let's back Conway to score again and Bristol City to get the win. Bristol City 2, Swansea 1. There we go. That brings us to the end of the the double predictions round this week. Sam, what are your thoughts going in? You are 13 points behind again, matey. I didn't have a lot of time to think about that this morning, so I'll be I'll be slightly surprised if I come good this week. I'm confident. I'm confident in the long run. So stay tuned, everyone, because I'm definitely going to take this to the final week, and I'm definitely going to get my burger and chips supplied by your credit card.
There we go. Oh God, no, not allowed one of them. It has to be the normal bank account.
Well, hopefully it doesn't have. Hopefully my 16 quid doesn't have to go on a credit card, debit card. Sorry, debit card. Normally holidays are reserved for credit cards, aren't they? I'm sure you can find the 16 quid somewhere.
Get involved in the comments. Get your predictions in. 3 points for a correct score, 1 point for a correct outcome, home, away, or draw. We will be back with the Championship check-in podcast on Monday. International break. So we're probably going to get Sam to take stock at some point during that as well. Thank you, everyone, for watching, and we'll see you on Monday. Now, you might see a YouTuber with millions of subscribers and views a week driving a Bentley. It's a bit more modest, I have to say, when you're covering the Championship. So if you can find a few quid each month to support over on Patreon or by hitting the join button here, you are making the world of difference for myself, Shaylee, and Enid.